Good evening, afternoon, or night, axolots. For legal reasons, I don't know where you live. So yada yada, I did a face reveal about over a month ago. Big deal according to the attention span of the internet. That's basically 10 years old news at this point. No one cares. But did you know that this isn't the first time my face was shown online? Yes, folks, as attentive and cautious of a person I may seem, I have actually been doxxed before. I have wanted to tell this story for ages, but I couldn't because first of all, the main one included someone that I used to be friends with, but we haven't talked in over 2 years, so I think I'm in the clear here. Second of all, I know that making my face widely known that it was leaked would only cause more people to find the leaked thing, so I just wanted to be as low-key as possible and wait until I actually revealed my face to do that. Anyways, from what I remember, there have been 2 incidents where my face got leaked. The first one came from the grand year of 2021, when I had just gotten started on YouTube. Now, I think a lot of you guys, especially older viewers, know about the time where a random hate group wanted to dox me and just flooded my comments and DMs with every slur under the moon. You know, they were trying to find my address, they were trying to find my face on Facebook, they were trying to find my name, which they found to be Faline San. That's not even my real name. Yeah, fun times. But after that, I grew kind of paranoid that there were like grown-ass people trying to find out about me, which I think is reasonable. I mean, they never really managed to find anything about me because of their low IQ. I don't think they'd even be able to find a lamp in a lamp store. But yeah, after that, you know, I got really nervous. There were some viewers that were in my DMs giving me advice on what to do. They were telling me I had way too many stuff that was public, and if I didn't want my privacy invaded, I should like take some action, and I listened. Some of them even sent me my own home address to prove a point. It did not help at all. In fact, it just made me even more paranoid and I couldn't sleep that night. But I appreciate the sentiment. So my first plan of action was to make sure that every available photo of me was either in my friend's private accounts or completely scrubbed from the internet. And as you know, it is impossible to erase things if they've been posted before. But luckily, before this, I had done a great job at making sure my face was not public at all. Since all of my social media accounts were mainly art focused, as I was checking, I realized that I had one friend in particular that had a bunch of my photos on her account, which was public. Most that I didn't even know were posted there. Now let's call this friend Aeroplane. At this point, the video I posted about the hate group had not blown up to the magnitude it has today, so I didn't have enough attention to have people finding her account yet, thankfully. I had a head start on this whole thing. Thus, I immediately contacted Aeroplane. Now, here's when I had a little pussy moment, alright? I wanted all photos of my face removed from her account, but I didn't want to be like a bother, you know? There was probably like 6, I'm guessing. So I just went ahead and looked for the one that made me feel extra insecure because they were bad pictures. I look rough. I worded it in like a jokey way, like I said, "Oh, can you please archive this, please? I'm so ugly, I'll pay you." And keep in mind, this was after I told her that people were trying to find my face. And I know it wasn't written seriously, but she genuinely seemed like she wasn't gonna delete it until I made a deal to give her stuff. So I gave her the 2 bags of M&Ms that my dad got for me. That was tragic. Now that I'm a university student and I'm constantly fighting for my life, I think I'd rather have my face leaked than give someone my food. Now, I don't want Aeroplane to come across as bad, and I just don't think I really have any control over it. So after I thought about it some more, I decided to like pussy up and ask her to please archive the photos that have my face in them. So she could still have those photos, it's just that it won't be public anymore. And my message to her was once again, kinda beating around the bush, you know, I told her that she didn't have to do it if it was too much work, and I felt bad asking for that. She refused and told me that she loves the pics with me in them. However, honestly, a very cynical but kind of funny way to view this is that she likes the photos because I make everyone else in the photo look better with how strangely I was built at the time. It was rough. It was a rough time, right? This hair is a disgrace to humanity. I tried to explain to her that I like those pictures too. I don't. But the problem was that people were trying to leak my face without my permission, and it made me feel really unsafe and scared. And at this point, I was starting to get like kind of frustrated because she wasn't really getting my point. And before we get into this any further, I know she has no legal obligation to archive those photos. I understand that. She doesn't have to do it. Like, I'm not holding a gun against her head. But I was her friend. Okay, I was her very distressed friend. So there is a moral thing going on here. I know that if my friend was in that situation, I would be archiving those photos immediately just to give them an ease of mind. So she says, the thing is, your face is already on YouTube and online, so what would be the harm in more photos? And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean my face without the mask. You know, like that's what I'm talking about. She says, yeah. Huh? I have an A star in English comprehension. I have fought against native English speakers in my school to remain at the top. I have analyzed poetry and stories from Edgar Allan Poe. I've journeyed into ancient Greek philosophy. And still, this interaction truly trumps everything that I thought I had known. What do you mean, yeah? So she tells me that my face is already online, so there's no harm in her having more pics of my face. I explained to her that the difference is that those pictures had a mask on and the ones on her account didn't have a mask on. That's why I wasn't okay with it. And she says, yeah. What are you yelling? I don't get it. I don't get it. So I sent her this long advice a viewer of mine sent me. So naturally, if someone just bothered to spend less than 10 minutes scrolling through her account, they'd find it all. I had to prove to her that people were trying to find my face. To which she responded, Girlie was pondering. I was trying to express how anxiety-driven, how panic-inducing this whole ordeal was on me, how people were trying to find info of me online. She proceeds to tell me that she's trying to find info on me online. Why? I don't know what point she was trying to prove here, okay? There was no point. It's a circle. She went like ambish and sent me photos of my art accounts. These accounts are linked online. Yeah, those are my art accounts where I post art because they're my art and there's no selfies of me on there. I literally talk about my art account on my first ever video on YouTube. How is this even related at all? They're not even distant cousins. She says, but what is the problem of seeing your face? So I explained again, it's a personal privacy thing. And she seemed to get it because she said, I see, but oh, she did not see. She was blind. I explained further that people were saying weird inappropriate stuff about me and trying to force me to show my full face, and those weird inappropriate stuff would just get even more gross if they saw it. I was so desperate to show her like this is really affecting me that I sent her this email that someone sent me where they wanted me to show them my chest. That's weird as hell on its own. And it's even weirder when you think about how at the time I was 16. I felt very uncomfortable. So I show her all these weird, inappropriate messages I got, and she says, that's kind of funny. To each their own? I replied with and you know it's serious when I say because that's the indicator that I'm disagreeing. I'm just uncomfortable with it since I don't know how old the person who sent that even is, yuck. And also, they're a stranger asking me to flash my bazoinka. I think anyone could see how that's weird even if I wasn't 16. People might say, what do you expect? You know, you have an online presence, you know, you're asked for this. To which I say, shut up and stop normalizing gross stuff. I did not ask for it. If I asked for it, I would ask for it. So at this point, I thought she understood and was willing to go with it. In fact, I even offered to draw her as compensation for the trouble, which I did do. And at that point, I thought, okay, that's settled. But then another problem comes. At first, she said she just wanted to delete one photo because she liked the others. I repeated again that I didn't need her to delete them, she can just archive them. So she can look back at the photo anytime she wants. It just won't be accessible to the public on her account. But then she sends me a voice message. And I just want to say, this shit aged worse than Prince Philip, okay?
Like the thing is, Faline, I honestly don't think that a stalker first of all will find my account, and if they do, they'll probably not find this picture because then they'd have to like go all the way down and like scroll to like the right to find it. So it's not like I really doubt a stalker will somehow manage to find my account and then find this picture, you know what I mean?
I got 5 DMs from people saying they're gonna find me for fun. And I wanna say, The problem wasn't that I thought that I was so popular that people were trying to find me, okay? It was that in reality, people are just weird. There is definitely gonna be one person out of millions that's willing to spend an extra 30 minutes a day trying to find your info and make you uncomfortable. Like, exposing people like that was the reason I went viral in the first place. Because if I was a stalker and saw this Insta and didn't outright see any pics of you, I probably won't go through the trouble to search. Keyword. Keyword. If I was a stalker. You're not! You're not! I do hope that all stalkers in the world are like you, Dad. I think it'd probably be a lot less scary. Keyword 2. Probs. Probs. So again, I wanted to hammer in that I felt really unsafe. They found my school already, so rip. Plus, I got an email threatening to find pics of my face as blackmail or something. Laughing emojis. But how is that blackmail? Like, the worst that wouldn't happen is people see your face. She did not see. She did not see. I know the world's not gonna blow up if people find my face. No doy. But to me, I just don't want it shown. And yeah, another main reason is that I used to be very insecure about my appearance. And this was around the time where I decided to shift my attention away from how I looked. Because I also just didn't want my content to be focused around that. I knew that I used to have very low self-esteem, and I had fought really hard to change my mentality. But if at the time, random strangers online kept commenting about how I looked, that it would ruin all the progress that I made. So I explained to her what blackmail is. I know she meant it in a rhetorical way, but I was simply so aghast that I turned into Google. I explained again that it was a privacy issue and I simply was not comfortable with it being shown on the internet when I'm not ready, especially with the traction I was getting at the time. I see. Do you though? Do you though? So she agreed to get rid of the photos, promised me they had all been scrubbed, and I believed her. What a fool I was. Yeah, so you remember how she said no one was gonna bother to go through her account and scroll all the way just to screenshot my face, and that she really doubted that would happen? You'll never believe what ended up happening. Someone went through her account, scrolled all the way, and screenshotted my face. How could this have happened? If only someone could have predicted this occurring. I got a DM from a viewer about like a year later, I guess, that an anonymous TikTok account posted a series of my pictures there. And the pictures were like old, none of them were selfies. So I knew it had to have been a friend from high school that had these pictures up. I honestly didn't really know what to do during this. I don't handle stress the best, okay? I'm more of a fight and flight at the same time kind of person. I couldn't make a post about it online acknowledging it or anything because that would just send more people to look at it. And it was such a difficult position to be in because people were tagging me, trying to let me know. Out of sheer good intent, I understand. But all I could do was keep quiet, which just led to more people tagging me thinking I was unaware. I messaged the high school group chat that I was in, showed them this video and asked them if any of them recognized these screenshots. So at first we thought someone in our school made the account, but then one of my friends told me that they recognized the photo from Aeroplane's account. So I did the longest sigh in my head before I went and messaged her. Hey Aeroplane, I think one of your followers screenshotted my face and posted a bunch of it on TikTok. OMG! I said about it in the group chat. Turns out she wasn't in that group chat anymore because she had a bad falling out with our other friends. I was already back in Malaysia at this point, so I was just kind of clueless about that. She said, "Show me, and do you know who this follower is? I would like to block them." No idea, they made a fake TikTok account. What? I told her to please check her stories because according to our friend, or like her ex-friend, it was from her account. What's in my stories? How did you graduate? Like, if the screenshots from TikTok are from your Instagram stories, I'm not sure whose it is, so I'm just asking everyone. And she tells me that she only recognizes one of those photos from there, and that the others were probably the fault of our other friends. It was the worst photo, by the way. Oh my god. I look like an old man who's a master at mahjong. What the fuck is this photo? This is not me. Me don't look like this. I decided that I can't really trust this girl at her word anymore. So I went and did some investigating of my own, and as it turns out, they were all from her story. They were in a highlight. Bro! Let me check. Oh shit, you're right, they are from my stories. I had no idea what to respond with. I just wrote yee like I was a cowboy and asked her if she could remove the story highlights with me in them. If she had refused at this point, I honestly would have just given up. But thankfully, she agreed to do that. So, after refusing to take down my photos at first when I asked, because she claimed no one would ever search through her account just to find them, then promising me that she did scrub them off her account, only to have neglected a shit ton of her story highlights, which I didn't even know was posted, which led to my face being leaked and my anxiety going through the roof. All she had to say was this: I never look at my highlights, haha, sorry about that. Noted. Aeroplane. I was too mature at the time to yell "I told you so" at your face. But not anymore. I told you so! Told me that she would delete all those posts immediately and that she would notify me when she's done. I checked again and yeah, there were still a shit ton of photos of me. She did not delete a single one. I realized at that point that she just truly did not understand the magnitude of the situation, or maybe she just didn't care because she didn't think it was a big deal, I guess. So I sent her a long message, the type that I had to make sure was grammatically correct because it was such a serious yap session.
I just want you to know that I'm really focused on privacy, especially my face. I know it probably doesn't seem important to you, but it matters a lot to me. It's why I asked you to delete stuff with my face in them on your Instagram a while ago. Now that it's gotten out to people, the thing I'm most worried about happened. Of course, I don't blame you since you forgot and it clearly wasn't your intention, but it's just really important to me, so could you just delete or private them somehow before more people find it? I don't want to waste your time, but as your friend, I am being honest and letting you know that I'm very worried about my safety and privacy. This is something that I did not want to be made public.
She responded in a proper manner, and I did appreciate what she wrote. She said, yeah, no, I completely understand that file. I'll delete them. Privacy is very important to you and I respect that very much. So she does get rid of them and asked me to check it again. I found a couple more that she missed out on. She got rid of those also. And I just thanked her and we've never spoken since, basically. Now, reflecting on this situation, do I blame her? No, not really. I mean, at the end of the day, the only person that you can actually put the blame on is whoever made that TikTok account to intentionally leak my face in the first place. Also, fun fact, that's kind of the reason I was never really active on TikTok. My enemy is that blue search thing, because I knew that if I went viral there, people were definitely gonna ask about the mask, and then someone will comment, oh, this account has the face reveal, and then everyone would just go there. I guess to this day, the one thing I feel I have the right to be annoyed by is how she kept trying to tell me that it wouldn't happen. She just refused to believe that I knew what was gonna go on. And it did happen. It did. It did. I just don't understand why it's so hard for some people to respect or accept that I just wanted to be faceless. Even if you don't think that I have a good enough reason for you, that was my boundary. So yeah, if you somehow do find Aeroplane, don't do anything. I really just wanted to finally explain the TikTok video. It's been years since that happened. We've gone over this. I didn't handle it perfectly as well. I should have been more straightforward, should have put my foot down more, should have checked her account more. And also, her mom is still friends with my mom. So that's kind of awkward. So that's probably the lengthiest story I have. The other one is just me being dumb. I can't remember which video it was, but it was definitely when I was already in university, so around this year. Basically, I had a section in my video where I was washing my face that I mosaic blurred, and my blur just kind of went wee for half a second. I never noticed it. And also, why is it always at such a bad time? Like, why can't I accidentally dox my own face when I look hot? Why does it have to be when I'm washing my face or contorting my expression in a way that is very weird? Thankfully, at this point though, I was not as relevant online as I was in 2021 to 2022. So it barely caught wind. Thank God. So that's it. That's the whole story. I hope that you're entertained. Sorry for the lack of videos. It was assignment weeks and I got sick. But don't worry, there's gonna be like a lot coming soon because I'm gonna be traveling overseas with my family to Japan. Yes, this was 12-year-old me's biggest dream. So lots of vlogs coming soon. Thank you all for watching and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!